guess who I found? Do you know that guy who's on stage? He was like juggling, like he was like shooting ping pong balls out of his mouth and like throwing some plastic bags in the air. No, it was not the passing zone. That other guy, he was funny. So I found him and captured him. And Deeble. Deeble.
Hi, how you doing?
So let's talk about you. Okay, so David came out of nowhere and he was following the passing zone, and that is a tough act to follow, but he is holding his own big time.
Oh, you're so fabulous, and boy, it's such huge shoes to fill, in the passing zone. No, but they were very nice. They couldn't, I'm filling in for them today. That's the arrangement. Something came up for them, and they asked me if I could...
Okay, so more interestingly, so where does your background come from? Like, when you were a kid, what were you doing? How do you come up with these weirdo antics you do?
I drink heavily.
Good idea. Is that something we can learn? Yeah.
Right up there. This is vodka. No, I grew up in LA, and I started out doing magic. So I'd go to the Magic Castle, and I was in a magic club called the Long Beach Mystics that produced some, well-known magicians. So I was always performing from a very early age. I started doing more comedy, juggling, just incorporating different things. So never had a real job. That's all I've ever done.
And never yet.
Never what?
And you still
don't have that real job.
So what did you do in between? So you started out with magic and juggling, and then what happened? High school, from 16 on, what happened?
Well, I finished high school. I went to Europe with a friend and did some street performing out there in Munich and Switzerland. And then I came back and started performing at comedy clubs and just started, getting more. I started doing television. I've been on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. I do a lot of private events.
Is your shtick? Is it? That sounded weird. Is your
shtick is far too lofty to apply to what I do?
So we're seeing a lot of different things. What's your main? How would you categorize? Let's say you're trying to sell yourself to somebody who can hire you, like right now. Yep. How would you describe yourself?
Well, as a comedian, basically. I mean, people may ask, I do stand-up, and I do the comedy magic, and I do the funny thing with the grocery sacks. At the end of the day, it's just all comedy. So people ask what I do, whether I'm emceeing or doing a keynote or whatever, doing comedy. So, yeah, comedian.
And he's funny. Just trust me, I'm a tough critic, but he is pretty hilarious because he's wacky. He's not traditional. That's what I like. And it's David Deeble?
David Deeble. Yeah. And, more interesting, if you want to find out how I came up with all these different routines, you can visit my mom's new website is nevershakeababy.org.